Fantastic. Okay, yeah, I see the chat for now. Okay, and can I get an idea of how many people are in the room, please? As I can only see myself and administrator online. Okay, and anyone else in the room, if I can just get a hello, so I know that I'm talking to people out there. Okay, so while I wait for the numbers to come through, just to give you a brief introduction of myself, my name is Zaheer Anwari. I'm a trend trader. I'm a member of the dynamic trader community. I'm a private trader, which is what I'm assuming most people want to aim to be, which is a private trader. And so you really want to learn the techniques that are most relevant for you as a private trader. Brilliant, thank you, administrator. Most tend to adopt techniques that aren't really suitable for private traders, i.e. Day trading and scalping. The logic behind this approach to the market is really one based on wanting quick money and quick riches, and the reality is that this is a business, and like any other business, you need to have the right foundation, you need to have the right understanding of the marketplace. It takes time, but it's very rewarding. If you get this correct, the benefits of actually building a career and seeking and getting consistent profit has far more benefits than just money. It's control of your time as well, and ultimately that's what we want. The older we get, the more important time becomes. There becomes a real switch from money to time. What you want to be able to do is find a good balance between making profit and making money, which ultimately you want it to be uncapped. Why do you want to limit how much money you make? But you want to have a good lifestyle, you want to have profit coming through that is potentially uncapped, but at the same time you want to have the money to enjoy that as well. If you go down the route of day trading, and money can be made through day trading, it's inconsistent and it's difficult and it's stressful, but money can be made through day trading, but you're sacrificing time for money. And most of you guys, I'm assuming, are in a job or in employment. You're business owners, you have family, you're married, you have hobbies, and then what you're trying to do is to day trade or scalp or whatever it may be alongside that, and it becomes quite intrusive. If you're not in a job, and if you don't have a salary coming through, and you're trying to make money from trading without having a job, then you're going to find that very difficult as well, because the strength to trading is leveraging a salary, leveraging savings. If you don't have a pot to start off with, then you're not going to make money from trading. So if you've quit your job to become a full-time trader, but you don't actually know the best approach, and you don't have the right starting amount, then you're going to find it very difficult. So you may want to rethink your approach. Go back to work, get a job, get a salary, and then leverage your salary through trading. So trading is not about cutting out the grind. You've got to have to be part of the grind to command a salary. But what trading does is it brings forward the retirement phase. So if you trend trade your salary and achieve compound growth, then we don't have to retire at 60 or 70 or 80, whatever the case may be. You can bring forward that retirement phase to, depending when you start, to your 20s, your 30s, your 40s. This is the strength to trading. So you've got to really rethink that whole approach. Okay. Before I actually get into the analysis and have a look at what's been happening in the market since last Thursday, just to direct you to some landing pages. All the techniques that I cover in these webinars are covered in far more detail in the training that I do as part of the apprentice community. So this is 297. It's 30-day money back guarantee on it for 3 months access. With this, you get training, you get watch lists. So training in foreign exchange and stocks, you get watch lists as well. A lot of people often ask me, how do I find the stocks that I trade? Well, that's because I have a scanner that costs me several £1,000s a year to subscribe to. It's called MetaStock. You can go ahead and do your research on it. And I subscribe to that, which costs me heavy. But the community members that come in, they save on that subscription because I do the scanning for them, and I put the watch list in the community, and this is the community that you'll be a part of. So you can see here a lot of conversation, a lot of talk. We've got some very good members in the community. So this is all part and parcel of being in the apprentice community. Okay. If you can't attend the live day of training, which is on the 31st of May, then you can do it online, the exact same program. So the website, by the way, is zaheer.live/seminar. If you want to do it online, zaheer.live/apprentice. Got another landing page here, zaheer.live/membership. There's a couple of videos on here for you to watch, and there's some videos that you get access to as well. Key videos that you really need to understand when it comes to technical analysis. Every month I do free seminars here in London, so you can register your spot. So again, zaheer.live/free seminar. There's actually a free seminar tonight. So if there's anyone here in London or around London, and it's free between 7 and 9 this evening, then feel free to come down to the free seminar tonight as well. Okay, and as already mentioned, here is the community. All right. Right, let's move on. So if you do have any questions, by the way, I'll just put my email in the chat box, which is zaheeranwari.com. Okay. Any questions regarding any of the training, then feel free to contact me. Okay. Right, let's get into the analysis, which is predominantly what you guys are here for, I'm assuming. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so administrator, can you see my eSignal trading page, please? Yeah, okay, fantastic. And guys, if you do have any questions regarding anything today, then please put them in the chat box. I know guys on YouTube, you can't really contact with me directly. Oh, here we go. Alexandra, Andrew, no, hello there. Hi, am I late for the party? The party's only just kicking off, Andrew. So, sorry, Alexandru. Sorry, not Andrew, Alexandru. The party's only just kicking off. So, perfect timing. Okay, right. So let's get into the analysis. So, as a trader, as a long-term trend trader, what I require are the charts to be able to trade in that particular way. So if I'm looking for long-term moves in the market, I need the larger time frames to allow me to do that. So you can see I've got the monthly top left, I'm sorry, monthly at the top with key levels of support and resistance, weekly and daily, weekly bottom left, daily bottom right. If I open up the weekly, we've got the 200 moving average, the 50 moving average, and we've got the proprietary trend filter. This is a dynamic trader proprietary trend filter. So what I'm looking for in a bearish market is price to be below the 200, below the 50, and the trend filter to be red. And I want the exact same setup on the daily time frame. So you can see I've got the 200, which is this blue pink line, blue when it's heading up, pink when it's heading down, the 50, which is a red line, the trend filter, which is either red, green, or black, depending on the direction of the market. So if price is trading below the moving averages, I want the trend filter to be red. If price is trading above the moving averages, I want the trend filter to be green, and I want the daily to be mirroring that. If I have any other combination, then I generally stand aside because the market is not in trend. And looking at the Aussie dollar, US dollar is a perfect example. Start with the monthly time frame. Here is a trend. Remember, this is a monthly time frame, so this is a bearish trend, several months of weakness. At the moment, we're very much in consolidation. And this is not a market you want to get caught up in. If you understand the bigger picture, then you won't get caught up in all the intraday swings that people get caught up in. Now, the argument that I often hear, which is actually quite an illogical argument, is that they're trends on a lower time frame. So, but let's define a trend. A trend in its definition, in its very definition, is long term. There's no such thing as a trend that lasts a few minutes. A trend, think of fashion, lasts months, years. So to then sort of go against that definition and say, well, they're trends on the lower time frame. Yes, okay, I get it. They're short-term trends, but these short-term trends aren't as profitable as long-term trends. So why would you want to trade short-term trends when the profit is made trading long-term trends? The only way you will make consistent profit trading short-term trends if you have a large account size to start with, because small moves will equate to large sizes. But if you've got a small account, you'll find it very difficult to grow an account on small moves. The way to grow an account is by holding and compounding into big moves. So you've got to change that whole philosophy. So Aussie dollar, US dollar, very much in consolidation. Look at the monthly, below the 200, below the 50, only just, but the trend filter is black. The 50 is going sideways. When the moving averages start flattening out, that tells us that the market is in consolidation. Remember, these are lagging indicators. So whatever the moving average is doing, whenever the moving average, whatever price is doing, the moving average will confirm that by mimicking it. So if you have a look, price is weakening here. 50 is heading down, 200 is heading down. Price is now in consolidation. 50 is flattening out. So it's confirming that we're in a consolidation. Look at the daily. Look how flat the 200 is. If you look at the daily, very flat. If you look at the daily 200, I should say, that's the blue and the pink one. If you look at the red one, which is the 50, also flat. Look at price, it's just going sideways. Foreign exchange is a very messy market at the moment, and you know the major currencies are all a perfect example of this. Here's the euro dollar. Okay, yes, we're seeing strength to the upside. Overall, consolidation until it actually breaks out of consolidation. This is not one that you actually want to be trading. Below the 200, above the 50, trend filter is green. And if you look at the daily, above the 200, above the 50, we've got a golden cross. Now the 50's crossed over the 200. Trend filter is also green. But if we look at the bigger picture, still very much in consolidation. And the problem with trading currencies in consolidation is that they're faced with a whole manner of support and resistance levels that need to be cleared before we can actually start placing trades. So what the smart option really is to wait for this whole area to clear and then look for an opportunity once price breaks out of consolidation. You can see all the support and resistance levels that price is faced with going ahead, and this is why intraday trading intraday is difficult, because you're faced with all of these swings and people aren't aware of usually why these swings are happening, and that's because of all of these levels of support and resistance within consolidation. So euro dollar, messy. Look at the Canadian dollar. All right, US dollar, Canadian dollar. We can see bullish trend, correction to the downside, and we're now heading back up. Currently, so far this month, we're seeing weakness. Look at the the weekly, above the 200, above the 50. Just wait for the trend filter to load. Trend filter is black. Go to the daily, above the 200 SMA, below the 50 SMA. Trend filter is red. So not a very good looking setup at all. Look at the pound dollar. Weakness to the downside, came towards 1.2 support. We've had a bounce to the upside. Now this move to the upside is small compared to the overall move to the downside. So what is this? Is this simply a pullback like we had here, like we had here? Is this a pullback before a continuation, or is this a reversal? If we look at the weekly, below the 200, above the 50, trend filter is green. Above the 200, above the 50, golden cross, and trend filter is predominantly green, but very much in an area of consolidation. This is not an exciting looking chart. If you look at a stock like TTWO, this is a stock that I'm long on. You can see what a trend is. If you look at X, which is another stock that I'm long on, these are trends. Nice, clean, linear moves to the upside. These are trends. Compare that to the currencies that we've just looked at, and they're all very much flat. And remember, these are daily charts. So if you find an entry point, sorry, there must be a bottleneck somewhere in my internet. So looking at where I entered on BAX, all right, there we go. So I entered when price broke above $50. Nice, clean, linear move to the upside. This is performing very, very well. Look at Marriott, another stock that I'm currently long on. I've been long on Marriott since around $90. The last time I traded Marriott, actually, let's just take it back to 2014, 2015. This is the last time I traded Marriott. Look how neat and linear this trend is. Excuse me, guys. Let's start with the monthly. Let's just wait for that data to come through. Okay, if you look at the monthly chart of Marriott, nice bullish trend to the upside. Then I got stopped out on the correction, and we've had another move up. When price cleared the all-time high, that's when I entered a long position, and you can see now how that's trending very well. Crucially, this is now above $100. The fact that this is above $100 is significant because it's now acting as support, and this is very likely to move towards $150. Same thing with Apple. I'm long on Apple. So looking at the monthly time frame, again, you can see where I've traded Apple in the past. Good profit made here, good profit made here. I don't trade the corrections. I wait for correction in the direction of the trend. Good profit being made along the length of the trend. Since $100 support, this is handed out excellent profit. This is now above $150. So this is likely to move towards $200. Now, if you look at the weekly, above the 200, above the 50, trend filter is green. And if you compare that to the daily, above the 200, above the 50, trend filter predominantly green. Now remember, there's more candlesticks to deal with on the daily time frame, so there'll be more noise. So you can see how it turns red and black on the odd occasion, but the weekly has remained green. And so as long as the weekly remains green, I don't need to worry about the trend filter changing color. And look at how price respects the 50 SMA. So even if there is a change in trend, you can use the 50 SMA as a support zone where price then bounces. And this is repeated across the board. Nvidia, one of my top performing stocks of 2016, entered at $40. But look at how it's bouncing off the 50 SMA. And then when the 50 SMA is broken, that's a point to where you may look to exit. I didn't exit. I held my positions because I used the 100 as a support zone. I didn't exit my positions, and the next bounce up, and we can see that we're on another run up. Trend filter is now green. So looking at the monthly, all bullish, above the 50, above the 200. Trend filter is green on the weekly. Above the 50, above the 200, trend filter is green on the daily. Good, strong alignment. You can see for yourself how stocks are performing far better than currencies. The reason why people get fixated with currencies is because they're sold a dream through currencies. It's the most it's the the biggest market in the world, $6 trillion or whatever it is traded on a daily basis. All you need to do is capture 10 pips a day. All you need to do is use a free bit of software, MetaTrader 4 or your broker software. That's more than enough. You just need to use RSI and MACD and stochastic. As long as they're overbought and oversold, that's all the information that you need. It's over simplistic, and you have to question who's educating you in this way, who's providing you with this kind of information. And most of the time it'll be brokers because they want their spreads and their commissions, or it's people selling courses that are affiliated to brokers. So they'll teach you to trade in this particular way because the more you trade, the more your educators will get paid through what are known as IB agreements. Often these guys have relationships with brokers. They get you to open an account with a broker. What they don't tell you is that they have a relationship with the broker so that they split the spread. So it's in their interest to make you day trade, to scalp. So if you're taking 50 trades a day, they're making plenty of money, particularly if there's hundreds of people taking 50 trades a day. As a trend trader, I typically make between 50 to 100 trades in a year. And that's across all the markets. And I'm doing this full time, and I have been doing this full time since 2011. So you can't cut out broker costs. We need brokers, but you don't have to pay them heavily like what a lot of people do. It's totally unnecessary. So some of the UK stocks that I'm in, Boohoo, you can see it's gone through the roof. It's now over £2. Every time it breaks a round number like £2, it's likely to move towards £3 and then £4. If you look at the weekly, it's above the 50. 200 is not there because it's quite a new stock. It's only been going since 2014. And if you look at the daily, above the 50, above the 200, trend filter is green. Again, look at the 50 SMA. Look how it's respected the 50 SMA as a level of support. One thing I often hear is, oh, I don't know how to trade stocks. It's far more difficult for me to trade stocks and currencies, which is totally incorrect, because if you know how to trade currencies, you should know how to trade stocks. We've just looked at currencies, we've just looked at UK stocks, we've just looked at US stocks, and I've used the same setup. Of course, each market has its own unique features. For example, with stocks, we look at volume. We've got earnings, it's sessions, 9 to 5. Currencies is 24 hours. There is no volume. So there are features that are unique to each market, but the 90% of the technical analysis, 95% of technical analysis that I do is consistent across the board. Where people are going wrong is that currencies, you only need to have £50 to open a broker account, whereas with stocks, you need to have several thousand to start with to really start trading stocks properly. Plus, there's 5,000 plus stocks in the US stock market. Which stocks should you be trading? There's all of these questions that need to be understood, but it's not difficult. What you need is the right environment to be a part of, the right community, the right software, the right knowledge, the right training. Got to look away from this oversimplistic free approach. There's no industry in the world that thrives on free. This cheap mindset. There's no industry. Every industry requires investing. And if you look at yourselves, all of you guys, I'm assuming you've been to college, or you're business owners or university or whatever it is. You've invested into everything else, of every other aspect of your life. You've invested into it, whether it's time or money. Whereas with trading, that seems to be totally overlooked, which is why there's such a huge failure rate. It should not be the case. So Boohoo, you can see is going through the roof. Another stock, a UK stock that I'm in, perfect, gone through the roof. So this is the monthly time frame, by the way, and this is since 2015 I've been trading this, and you can see that it's gone through the roof. So why would anyone want to trade the euro dollar, which in the same period has done absolutely nothing, when you have access to perfect capital? Boohoo. AD Sports. UK stocks have been going through the roof, and as of recently, as already mentioned, US stocks. The key to consistency, the key to growing an account year in, year out, is first of all being able to identify where the money is. If you're languishing in foreign exchange and wondering why you're struggling, that's because you haven't identified where the money is. And in the last 2 years, the money has not been in foreign exchange. The money has been in stocks. Big dogs trade stocks, guys. You think of people like Warren Buffett, trade stocks. Big dogs trade stocks. Little people who are allowed to open broker accounts with £50 will trade currencies. It's very logical. Right. Let's go to the questions. Are there any questions from YouTube, administrator? Not yet. No questions at all. There's 12 people in the room and not a single question regarding what I've just covered. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, I think I will end the webinar here today, guys. So as always, be open to the fact that currencies are not going anywhere, not yet. Do your analysis on a weekly and daily basis to make sure you don't miss out on the breakouts and the moves. But currencies are not something that you actually really want to be getting caught up in. Okay, branch out from your portfolio. Um, Look to stocks. Okay, so let me just bear with me 1 second. Just going to change the screen. Okay, so I've already gone through the landing pages, zaheer.live/seminar if you want to attend the seminar at the end of the month. If you want to do the training online, zaheer.live/apprentice, zaheer.live/membership to get through to some videos about myself and other videos that are on there. If you want to attend a free seminar, which I do a couple of times a month, please check out zaheer.live/free-seminar. Now, some content for you to be able to go and read. Go check out my Medium blog. So medium.com/@Zaheer Anwari. I update this daily, basically, all the stocks that I'm in. I've already looked at BAX. I've already looked at Marriott, Boohoo. You can see everything's being updated on there. Adobe, update on the indices, Burford Capital, Apple, Nvidia, Marriott, Revisited, BA, ALL. So you can see that my blog is updated daily. Lots of good information. If you're on LinkedIn, guys, feel free to connect with me. I'm quite active on LinkedIn. If Facebook is your preferred approach, then please search for me, Private Trader in London. And yeah, I think that's everything. Okay, let me just go back to chat box. Okay, no questions. Okay, well, if there are no questions, guys, if you want to email me, zaheer@zaheeranwari.com. Else, I will see you all on the next webinar. Administrator, thanks for your time. Take care. Bye-bye.